Good, thanks.
Are we winning?
Hey, what a question.
Are we winning tonight?
We must just keep our fingers crossed that our boys find the back of the net and we get all the desired goals and we go through to the next round. But it's not going to be easy.
It's not going to be easy. And let's talk about that match. Let's analyze some of the, the lineups that Coach Mashaba has, of course, shown since the beginning of the tournament. We do know that our goalkeepers have been changed now for the third time. Do you think he's still trying to test winning combinations in the team? Can we even afford that if that's the case?
I don't think so. I mean, that's a sign of desperation. Darren Kidd made schoolboy errors in our opening match against Algeria. Rightfully so, he was substituted by Jackson Mabokgwane. But Jackson Mabokgwane played very well in our second match against Senegal. So I don't see a reason of Shakes putting in the third keeper now. We always making history. I think we will be the first team in the AFCON tournament to play 3 different keepers. And hopefully that will give us, the desired results. I'm not sure the 4 changes that is made, but that one stands out for me. The third keeper in our third match. I'm not sure what's going to happen if we proceed to the next round. Probably Darren Kidd will come back into the picture again.
But besides the goalkeepers, we also know that even with the players, I mean, we know that, Rivaldo Kutsia was out on an injury. Obama Yiso is in. Now we understand that he'll be replaced as well. Some fans are even complaining that why isn't Lotsolonyane and Bernard Parker given a chance to play? But what are your sentiments on that?
And those are our 2 most experienced players, Bernard Parker and Renelwe Lotsolonyane. I mean, we all know for a fact that Shakes, his mandate is to build for 2017 AFCON and the 2018 World Cup. But we find ourselves taking part in the 2015 AFCON. And we've picked those 2 experienced players. I think Shakes was supposed to use Bernard Parker. And I'm still surprised that he's not in the starting lineup for tonight. Instead, he opted for Ndulula. I'm not sure what was the reason of Shakes taking those experienced players with him, yet he's not using them. I think that's the kind of experience we want. I mean, this is a win at all costs game tonight, but it's not going to happen. Probably the experience will be used in the second half, hopefully.
But Sfiso, I think we're not fair on him because he did mention during his press conference that he's looking for potential, he's looking for young people that are hungry, maybe experienced, but sometimes, ego gets in the way of the game. Don't you think that was his mandate? If so, is it failing us as a country?
Like I said, his mandate was to build for the future. Yeah. But we surprised everyone, maybe even ourselves, by qualifying for this tournament. But what do? If you qualify for a tournament, you must make sure that you mix experience with promising youngsters. We don't have that. I mean, we only have 2 experienced players there in the form of Lotsolonyane and Bernard Parker. But the 2 players are not being used. And we're all questioning why Shakes is doing that. Probably, let's hope his tactics tonight will give us all the results that we require.
And let's talk about those tactics, because I understand that we actually need 3 points to qualify for the knockout stages. If we don't get the 3 goals, then we have to depend on Senegal to beat Algeria. But what are some of the lessons that you feel that we should have in mind as a country going into the game, or even some of the strategies that you feel the coach should have made?
It seems like we're not learning as a country. I think back in 2010, we are in the same predicament. Remember, we failed to win our opening match against Mexico. Then we lost heavily against Uruguay in our second match. In our third match, we were supposed to beat France and hope that the other results go our way. But it seems like we're not learning. And let's hope what the boys, some of them played in the under-20s, whatever. The experience that they are taking from this tournament going forward, in 2017 and beyond. Let's hope Bafana will be able to challenge for honors there. But this time, I'm very worried.
You're worried?
Like any other South African, I'm praying that, we must just make the second round. But we will be very, very lucky if we proceed to the next round.
And on a lighter note, Amajita, our youngest, under-20 squad, recently won the 2014 Commonwealth Cup. What are some of the sort of pointers that you feel Bafana Bafana could take from Amajita?
You know, Amajita's success in Russia shows that as a country we do have potential, because people are always saying South Africa does not have enough talent, this and that. Probably the problem lies with, you know, those who are searching the talent. The talent is there, but the thing that must happen is how do we keep those boys together, because we all know in the past we used to have very good development teams, but over a period of time those boys just disappear into thin air. Hopefully this time it's not going to happen, but we keep these boys together and make sure that, you know, beyond their playing stage as under 20, they all get promoted to become our under 23. Why not?
And do you see Coach Shakes doing that? Do you see him perhaps picking some of the players to represent us in the national team?
I think the strategy that SAFA is using now, the under 20 coach automatically becomes the assistant coach of the under 23. And the coach of the under 23 automatically becoming the coach of Bafana. I think that will help in terms of trying to synchronize our football in the country.
Now let's discuss, of course, how the country is feeling right now. So much criticism went to Coach Shakes into the AFCON. People are not happy with him. Some even hashtag Shakes must go. But is there anything the country can do more than criticizing the players and the coach? I mean, the sports minister even came out saying, listen, this relationship is just like a relationship with a partner. Sometimes you lose some, you win some, but we cannot just give up. You know, we need to have faith in the boys, especially since this is our final game, which will be our deciding factor whether we're moving on or not.
And it would be unfair to criticize the public. You know, the manner in which the team qualified for this tournament, it raised expectations all over. I mean, Bafana, the last time they qualified properly in an away tournament was back in 2008 under Carlos Barrera. That's a very long time ago. Yeah. So the manner in which they qualified, I mean, having played the likes of Nigeria and qualifying with a game to spare, it raised a lot of expectations. I mean, Bafana performed well in this tournament without taking anything away from them. They are creating those chances. But the biggest problem remains converting those chances. I don't know, probably we have to start them at under 14 or under 17 level, because at Bafana level, you can't be explaining to a 30-year-old how to score a goal. That's the biggest problem we're facing as a country, unfortunately.
Unfortunately as well, Sfiso, run out of time, but very quickly before I let you go, predictions for tonight, briefly.
1-0 to Bafana.
1-0 to Bafana. All right then. Sfiso Ramara has spoken. That was our SABC reporter, Sfiso Ramara, giving his predictions, of course, for tonight and his analysis of what Bafana Bafana needs to do, of course, moving into our game against Ghana tonight.